Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We have released our July drop. We have the Liverpool Originals t-shirts, along with the We've Conquered All of Europe t-shirts. Do browse the new collection by going down into the link in the description or going to copyclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. If you haven't already hit the big red button, please consider doing so, as it really does help us out for our goal. And in return, as I said, I'll keep you on the straight and narrow of everything with regards to Liverpool. It has been a busy sort of 24 to 48 hours in the Liverpool camp, guys. So much stuff sort of going on. Of course, Fabinho, as we mentioned earlier on today, is set to join Al Ittihad, but there is another update from Fabrizio Romano regards to a few other bits and pieces, Henderson, and of course the exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen, the incomings. Yes, we're starting to get a win from a lot of reputable journalists, including Paul Joyce, Fabrizio Romano, about who Liverpool could go out and sign and who's on the shortlist. So I'm going to be discussing that in detail in today's video. But let's discuss what is going on at the moment with Jordan Henderson. Now, Jordan Henderson, as we basically said to you this morning, is travelling out to Germany with the rest of the Liverpool squad, despite agreeing personal terms with Al Ittihad. It is done on his sort of end in terms of he has agreed terms and he wants to leave Liverpool. He's had the chat with Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp's also said, yes, it's okay. However, Liverpool want £20 million. Now, the update was that Al Ittihad at the time didn't have enough money or whatever. However, Fabrizio Romano is stating that Liverpool and Al Ittihad are still in talks now over the transfer. So they're trying to find a way for it to happen. Al Ittihad haven't given up. Some reports stating that Jordan Henderson isn't going anywhere and all the rest of it. That's not the case. Al Ittihad are in current and constant negotiations with Liverpool at the look of getting this deal done. As I said, Liverpool want a fee. They will stand firm on it, but Al Ittihad doing everything they can to try and land it. That was the latest from Fabrizio Romano with regards to it. It's not dead in the water. They're still negotiating. So over the next couple of days, we're going to start to hear more stuff for regards this. Now, as I said, over the last couple of days, we've just been talking about outgoings, but let's look to the future. What are these journalists? What are Paul Joyce? What are Fabrizio Romano? What are Neil Jones and all the rest of them saying with regards to potential incomings this summer? As we spoke about intensely on this channel regarding Romeo Lavia, he is definitely an option. He still is an option. And as I said, he was backed up by sort of Paul Joyce and Fabrizio Romano this morning. Fabrizio Romano also stated that Liverpool still remain in talks with Lavia's camp about trying to get a deal done. So that is one option, of course, but that was going to be regardless of Fabinho and co all leaving. Now these sorts of players are leaving, Fabinho and Henderson potentially, then Liverpool are going to need more than one midfielder to come in. So who's on the shortlist? Who are Liverpool looking at? Well, Paul Joyce, probably the most reputable journalist within the Liverpool space, said Calvin Phillips, Amrabat, and Gravenberch are all being considered. There's lots of different players as Liverpool are looking to broaden their search. However, at the time of recording, Calvin Phillips is on the list, Amrabat's on the list, and Gravenberch's on the list. So, again, them players are, quite good. A lot, Amrabat, I've heard a lot about him. I haven't heard a lot from him since the World Cup. He was sort of touted for a huge move in the January transfer window, didn't come around. Gravenberch's one of them ones where he was amazing at Ajax Amsterdam, still a young player, still fantastic, but didn't really go well from at Bayern Munich. And then, Calvin Phillips is a bit closer to home. His situation was fantastic with Leeds, but not really getting into the Manchester City team. So that's one of them situations. These players are kind of not at the peak of their powers, almost like they're kind of like how would I describe it? Like a player that's kind of gone off the boil. It's not like a player Liverpool buying him. It's like a Declan Rice where he just come off the best part of his season. It's like a player there's like an asterisk over his name. It's like, oh, Phillips, he's great, but he didn't play much last year. Oh, Gravenberch, he's great, but he didn't play much last year. So it's those sorts of players that have been linked. As I said, more players will probably emerge over the next sort of 24, 48 hours and going into next week. But at the time of recording, that's what Paul Joyce is saying. Calvin Phillips, Amrabat, Gravenberch are options. Now, there's been more. Obviously, there's a lot of journalists within the space, and we get different stuff from different people. And of course, we have like a tier list with regards to them. So I would say Paul Joyce is probably the top within the Liverpool space. So those players, those names on the shortlist do make sense, of course. Now, what other people are also saying as well is Melissa Reddy, who of course works for Sky Sports reporter, has said these names. So as I said, a very reputable source within her own right. And this was about an hour ago, by the way, at the time of recording. And that's Nicola Barella, Thuram, Florentino Luis, João Paulina, and Coop Miners. So again, some more players apparently added onto this shortlist that Liverpool are monitoring. As I said, Liverpool, she quoted, other players Liverpool are looking at: Barella, Thuram, Florentino Luis, Paulinho, and Coop Miners. Now, this batch of players are a bit more exciting, I suppose. It's not kind of got the asterisks next to the name. It was like, oh, they're good, but they didn't really play much last year. These are guys at the sort of peak of their powers. I spoke about Florentino Luis recently as well. Thuram, of course, we all know about him. We spoke so much about him on the channel over the last couple of weeks. Paulinho, another one. Nicola Barella, what a signing that would be. He's going to be very, very hard to prize away from Inter Milan, of course, but what a signing that would be, Nicola Barella. But we're starting to see names sort of emerge on here. But as I said, the concrete ones that I've got for you are Calvin Phillips, Gravenberch, and Amrabat. Melissa Reddy, Sky Sports, are saying Nico Barella, Thuram, Florentino Luis, João Paulinho, and Tuen Coop Miners. So again, quite a lengthy list there. I don't see Liverpool obviously signing all of them, but certainly at least two, maybe including Romeo Lavia. So it is getting a bit more exciting. Once we get through the sort of transfers on the outgoing front, we'll start to probably hear a bit more concrete negotiations who Liverpool are opening talks to. It might just be one of them where they're going to be looking at a plethora of players and, you know, weighing up which one makes sense for them. Jurgen Klopp needs to have those heart-to-heart conversations, look them in the eye, you know, that he likes to have that feel, he likes to know about the man. So at the moment we've got a load of names, but and they're all talented players, they really are. But you know what Jurgen Klopp's like; he likes to really look at them in the eye and see if see what the actual man behind the player is all about. So yeah, those sort of negotiations will probably be ongoing. But Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts on the whole situation. We spoke a lot about the outgoings, but let's look forward. What do you think with regards to these names that I've provided to you from sort of Fabrizio Romano, Paul Joyce, Sky Sports, Lynch, all of these, Neil Jones? What do you think of these sorts of players, as I said, that we've gone through? Those being sort of Gravenberch, Phillips, Amrabat, Nico Barella, Thuram, Florentino Luis, João Paulina, and Coop Miners. Are any of them ones sticking out? And if you had to pick two, who would you like the club to sign out of those names? Or if you've got any other names, then do let me know down there in the comment section below. I've started a brand new channel as well, Panenka TV, so you can check out my documentary on Trent Alexander-Arnold if you just want a little bit more of a Liverpool fix. So, that does bring us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we do have Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or go to copyclothing.com. Guys, I've started a brand